No, I didn't.
Andas medio cryptic.
I call this meeting for the Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1 to order. Let the minutes reflect that this meeting has been duly called and that the notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. The time now is 9:47. We will begin with a roll call to establish quorum.
Eddie Cantu, Precinct 2.
Joe Flores, Precinct 3.
Ellie Torres, Precinct 4.
Richard Cortez, County Judge, that constitutes a quorum. Will you please lead us in prayer?
Please. Thank you, Judge. All right, let us pray. Father God, again, we give you many thanks for another day that you've allowed us to come serve, Lord. We continue to pray for our leadership, Lord. Continue to pray for our judge and 4 commissioners that you've appointed, Lord, to lead this great county of ours, Lord. Continue to bless them with your wisdom, Lord, and continue to provide all your guidance to them, Lord, and more importantly, your peace through your Son, Jesus, Lord, as they continue to make the decisions that affect us all, Lord. As I said, we continue to pray for our leadership, just our local, our state, and our federal leadership, Lord. Bless them, watch over them, guide them to the making the decisions that are all under you, Lord. We pray also for our staff here at the county, at the district. I ask for your wisdom for myself, Lord, for all our workers, as that we may focus and be working for you, Lord. I ask this in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you.
The pledge comes in the regular. We don't have a pledge in the drainage
regular
district.
meeting, yes.
Yeah, that's fine. The pledge comes in. You'll do the pledge. No. We'll do it at the drainage at the regular meeting.
At the next meeting.
10 o'clock.
Okay. It'll be the next one here.
Did anybody sign up for open forum?
No, sir.
Okay. Then we have the approval of the consent agenda.
Yes, Judge. We just have some discharge permits on the consent agenda and normal operations, checks and so forth.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 5A.
Yes, sir. Requesting authority to advertise and approval of procurement packet, i.e. legal notices, specifications, draft contract, et cetera, as attached here too for Dow County Drainage District Number 1. Sale and removal of filled dirt located at the Mile 6 West Road, Outfall C, RFP number ACDD 120050205, including the re-advertising of the project. The bids are rejected or no bids are received and project still required.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 5B, requesting approval of final negotiated professional service agreement number CHCDD 11908200114 with Continue Haley Associates, Inc. as it relates to the professional service on-call as needed basis of Dow County Drainage District Number 1 projects. Subject to review and approved for negotiation by the Board of Directors December 3rd, 2019. Agenda item 73454.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 5C, requesting authority to advertise and approve a request for qualifications packet, including qualification requirements and scope of services and attached here too for Dow County Drainage District Number 1 pool of professional services for the following. Item 1, surveying services, RFQ number HCDD 120070205, and number 2, professional engineering services, RFQ number HCDD 120060205, for selection of firms per project on an as-needed basis through grading, scoring, ranking, negotiation. Protocol is established by the Dow County Drainage District 1 Board of Directors.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 6A, requesting authority to advertise and approve of the plan specifications developed by the project engineer, LNG Engineering, for Dow County Drainage District 1, Mission Inlet Drainage Improvements Project, Section C and F, Balboa Estates Area Drainage Improvements, RFP number HCDD 120020205, including the re-advertising of the project. In the event no bids responses are received and or rejected, the project is still required.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item B. B1, approval of certificate of construction completion from Castle Enterprises, LLC, pertaining to construction contract number ACDD 11802005008 J09 Phase 3 drain improvements.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item B2, approval of application for payment correction there. It's application payment number 12. Retains in the amount of $132,577.47 from Castle Enterprise LLC pertaining to construction contract number HCDD 11802005008 J09 Phase 3 drain improvements. Engineers, Ms. Salivat from our office.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 7A, requesting acceptance and approval of work authorization number 4 in the amount of $27,473.75 as submitted by Millennium Engineers Group in relation to professional CMT service for Trenton Drain Phase 3 drainage improvements through awarded contract number CACD 1-1903-10409 for Hidalgo County Drainage 1 on-call professional construction material testing service, subject to legal review and compliance, House Bill 1295.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Motion carries.
7B, requesting acceptance and approval of work authorization number 5 in the amount of $69,880 as submitted by Millennium Engineers Group, Inc. in relation to professional CMT services for Trenton Drain Phase 3 drainage improvements through awarded contract number CACD 1-1903-10409 for Hidalgo County Drainage 1 on-call professional construction material testing services, subject to legal review and compliance, House Bill 1295.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 8A, approval of budget amendment to fund awarded contracts for the 2018 bond referendum projects in the amount of $930,512.02.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. 9A, discussion and approval of resolution recognizing the necessity of acquiring easements or right-of-ways or fee title in connection with construction of La Joya Watershed Improvement Project, Benitez Basin in Hidalgo County, Texas, and for acquisition of said easement or right-of-way or fee title by eminent domain or otherwise.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
We do have just a small item on the executive session.
Okay, pursuant to subchapter D of subchapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, we will be retiring to executive session to discuss the items listed in that agenda. We're back from executive session. Are there any?
Item 11A, possible action, no action, and 11B also, no actions.
Okay, I believe that concludes all of our agenda items. I have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. I now call the meeting of the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court to order. Let the minutes reflect that this meeting has been duly called and that the notice of this meeting has been duly posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. The time now is, and we're sorry, it's 10:08. We'll begin with a roll call to establish quorum.
Eddie Cantu, Precinct 2.
Joe Flores, Precinct 3.
Eli Torres, Precinct 4.
Richard Cortez, County Judge, that constitutes a quorum. As it is tradition here, and it's our pleasure today, we're honored to have Antonio Tony Cordova leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Everybody will please rise.
Mr. Cordova.
Ready or salute. Detail, can, reason, arm.
Mr. Cordova is a United States Marine Corps veteran, retired, who served from 1965 to 1970. He is a member of the Military Order of the Purple Heart, and we thank you for your service.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order, arm.
If you can remain standing, please. Heavenly Father, we give thanks for the democracy alive in our country and for the freedom to worship you. Help our elected government and all in positions of power and authority to govern wisely and for the common good of all. Amen.
Recovered.
I'd like to go ahead and move to item 5A, the presentation of resolution in support of awarding the Congressional Medal of Honor to one of our very, very distinguished citizens.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Julia Sullivan, Public Affairs. Item 5A under County Judge Richard F. Cortez is a resolution in support of awarding the Congressional Medal of Honor to Mr. Cruz Yanez. Whereas Vietnam veteran Cruz Yanez was recognized in Commissioners Court on December 3, 2019 for his exceptional bravery while serving in the U.S. Army. During the recognition, Hidalgo County Veteran Service Officer Felix Rodriguez reported that Mr. Yanez had not been awarded a much-deserved Congressional Medal of Honor. And whereas the Medal of Honor is the highest award for valor in action against an enemy force which can be bestowed upon an individual serving in the armed forces of the United States, the deed performed must have been one of personal bravery or self-sacrifice, so conspicuous as to clearly distinguish the individual above his comrades and must have involved risk of life. And whereas there are two protocols for awarding the Medal of Honor, most common being that a service member submits a nomination through the chain of command, and the other process through nomination by a member of Congress, usually at the request of a constituent and approved by a special act of Congress. And whereas Mr. Yanez was awarded the National Defense Service Medal, Vietnam Service Medal, Vietnam Campaign Medal, Army Commendation Medal, Combat Infantry Badge, 2 Bronze Star Medals with Oak Leaf Cluster, Bronze Star Medal with V-Device, 2 Silver Star Medals, and an Air Medal. His many heroic actions included protecting a wounded comrade under heavy fire while reinforcements arrived, and he also completely disregarded his own safety by opening fire on enemy forces to save his fellow soldiers. Now therefore be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court does hereby support the awarding of the Congressional Medal of Honor to be presented to Vietnam veteran Cruz Yanez for his exceptional bravery while serving in the United States Army, presented this 14th day of January 2020.
So move approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And we have Assistant Veteran Service Officer Samuel Perez to say a few words and introduce Mr. Yanez.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Commissioners, Judge, thank you. Hidalgo County Veteran Services, along with all the other organizations of veteran services here, we support this resolution, and we're proud to have you in our community, sir. We thank Commissioners Courts for this proactive effect, and I'm here to present you with this resolution. Mr. Yanez has a few words he'd like to address.
Please.
Good morning. Very few words. I don't recall being this nervous in Vietnam. My name is Cruz Yanez. I was born in 1946 in Villahermoso and El Ejido El Porvenir. In 1953, my family moved to McAllen, and so we've been here ever since. I was in the school district in McAllen, played basketball at middle school, high school, and then I got awarded what do you call it? College a scholarship for basketball. So I played 1 year at Pan American. I figured that at the end of the first year, I figured that I wasn't that good to be in the pros or something, so I needed to get out and do some work and help my family, so that's what I did. After that, by my junior year, I was looking at my grades and looking at what I was doing, and something clicked, and I said, this is not the way you're supposed to be moving. So my C's and D's were not cutting it. So I decided to go into the service. I looked at the volunteering, and that was 3 years, and I didn't want to put 3 years in the service. So as a draftee, that was 2 years. So I went to the draft board and told them to draft me. So I went, and that's when I went into the service, and I did my basic in Fort Bliss. Fort Gord, Georgia was the advanced training. After that, everybody in my company got sent to Vietnam, Alaska, Germany, except myself and I think a couple of other Cubans. At that point, we stayed there. I stayed there. I didn't get any orders, so I was there about 3 months doing basically nothing. So I was getting tired of it, so I went and I volunteered. I do a 1049 volunteer to go to Vietnam, so I did. the gentleman says, you know, it's going to take about 2 weeks. He says, okay. So 2 weeks went by and nothing happened. So I went back and I said, you know, send me to Korea. I just wanted to get out of there. So about a week later, the Vietnam orders came in, and that was when I got sent to Vietnam and had a good time. So I thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you for your support. And I also, at this point, I'd like to give thanks to my comrades here that you know, they support this the veterans in McAllen. We have for us here, we have Commander, the Post Commander Homer Gallegos, the Honor Guard Commander Tony Cordova, and we have Stephen, Forrest, Frank, David, Frank, and then we have Roy back there. Oh, Juanito, sorry. So I have gotten quite a bit of support, and I do appreciate that. So that, thanks very much, because we do have a funeral at 11.
Well, we're very proud of you, and if you ever want to come back to a combat zone, vente para acá este lado. We're very proud of you, and we thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Judge, before we leave, I have a message for you and all the commissioners and everybody here who's an American citizen. They need to convey this message to our elected officials in the state of Texas and in Washington, that South Texas does not stop in San Antonio. There is a world rich in history of service to our country south of San Antonio, which is our area. And we probably have more KIA skilled in action in these small regions than you have in the other big major cities. So please convey that message for us veterans as we get ready to serve our community again by burying one of our own. So with that, I thank the commissioners and the judge. Judge, thank you for being a part of this group for a long time.
Absolutely, thank you.
He and I from McAllen, we know each other.
All right, let's all come up here.
Stay on the carpet. Stay on.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir, for being here.
Thank you very much. That's what you're going out for, man.
First Calvary. Thank you for your service. Yvonne, is this good? Can you
Yes, it's
understand?
under set budget. They took it out of from me and they put it in.
We're starting up the meeting again.
What item? 28? We have a bunch of people here for wellness.
Okay.
So we can 28. Yeah.
Thank you.
28.
28. Let me do Arturo Guajardo first.
Can we take a picture over here because we're starting?
Okay. Julia, are we ready for 9A? Okay. We're going to move 9A up to, this is really a very special honor that we have an opportunity to present.
Good morning again. Item 9A is under our county clerk, Arturo Guajardo Jr.'s office, is a resolution honoring the Hidalgo County Clerk's Office for the 2019 Exemplary 5-Star Service Award for Excellence in Vital Registration. Whereas the Office of Arturo Guajardo Jr. has been awarded the 2019 Exemplary 5-Star Service Award for Excellence in the Vital Statistics Registration Process, and whereas the 5-Star Award recognizes offices that understand the importance of vital statistics and its impact on citizens, and honors those who go above and beyond the duties of birth and death registration by attending trainings and keeping up with the latest legislation and trends. The award was presented in December 2019 during the 65th Annual Texas Vital Statistics Conference, sponsored by the Texas Public Health Association in Georgetown. And whereas to qualify for this award, local registrars must meet timeliness, training, and registration management criteria set by the Texas Department of State Health Services Vital Statistics Unit. And whereas the Exemplary Award is given only to vital statistics registrars meeting extraordinarily high standards in work quality, timeliness, and exceptional service to their customers. Those eligible for awards include most county clerks, hospitals, funeral homes, some cities, and other entities providing vital statistics services. And whereas the county clerk's office became a local registrar on March 17, 2017, Mr. Guajardo credits Vital Statistics Official Records Manager Velma Ibarra and Deputy Clerks Maria Ana de Leon, Monette Hasso, Sandra Rivera, Debbie Keller, and Rita Gonzalez for the work they do on a daily basis. The team has enhanced service and profitability, exemplifies professionalism, and provides excellent customer service. Now therefore be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby recognizes the Office of Hidalgo County Clerk Arturo Guajardo Jr. for outstanding service in the Vital Statistics Department as illustrated by the 2019 Exemplary 5-Star Award.
Hey.
Second.
We have a motion and second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations again. We're going to reward you by giving you a new office in the courthouse. Okay?
Approved this 14th day of January, and here to say a few words and introduce the exemplary staff is Chief Deputy Annette Muniz.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Happy New Year. Mr. Guajardo is not able to be here today, but he did not want to hold off this recognition anymore because these ladies work very hard. I would also like to add, aside from what they do with vitals as far as death certificates and birth certificates, they also issue out marriage licenses. They record DD-214s for our veterans. They issue out copies of DD-214s, and they also do cattle brands, and they clean and they dust and they clean windows. But I also want to mention the outstanding staff that we have, because when we moved to the Robert Chevrolet, it was just a big, tremendous thing that we had to do to move, and we did not skip a beat. We never stopped serving the public. We had the station going at the courthouse while we set up over there at the Robert Chevrolet, and these ladies were part of it. So they never back down from any work. They will put their jeans on and roll up their sleeves and help in any way that they can. And this is a perfect example of what public servants are. One of the things that Mr. Guajardo reminds us always, and just most recently during our Christmas party, is that we don't work for him. We work for the public. And this is a perfect example of what we do. We had not been able to participate in this, to get this award, until we became a local registrar. And it wasn't until Mr. Guajardo worked together with one of our JPs, Jerry Munoz, that they decided that it was best to transfer over that status to the county clerk's office to better serve the public, and that was done in 2017. And at that point, we became eligible to participate in this competition, I guess you could say, and they didn't hesitate. I mean, it took them a year and a half, and right away they got on board and they got it done. So a lot of credit goes to these ladies. I do want to introduce them individually because I think it's very important, very well deserved. We have Velma Ibarra. She is a supervisor. She is the official records manager. Aside from the vitals department, she also oversees the official records department. And Velma has been with our office for 4 years. We also have Monette Hassel. Where's Monette? Monette started when she was 10. She's 20. She's been with our office 25 years, and we are very, very happy to have her. We've seen her gone through 3 children. They're in college, one of them. But anyway, we have Ms. Mariana De Leon, who's been with the county clerk's office for 16 years. We have Sandra Rivera, who's been there 14 years. And we have Debbie Keller, who's been there 14 years also. And Rita Gonzalez, the baby of the bunch, she's been there 5 years. So these are the ladies in vitals and marriage licenses.
Awesome.
Well, congratulations again.
Congratulations.
Keep up the hard work.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
10 years old, huh? That's awesome. Congratulations. Great job. Congrats. Great job.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yes. She has.
Okay, we have
And I didn't even thank you.
a lot of our people here
also,
from our...
Judge, if you don't mind, I would like to thank Julia because we called her like at the last minute because she doesn't have anything to do. And she really helped us so much in putting this together. So I
Well,
very much appreciate her. Thank you.
We agree that she's a super lady. Thank you. Well, we're also going to move 20A for the county wellness program. And as they're moving over here, I want to ask Commissioner Cantu to stand up, and I want to stand up next to him, right here. He goes to wellness, I don't. Who do you want to look like?
But you're going to change in 2020, right?
Yeah. Okay, so if there's any doubt that it works, here it is, physical proof.
Don't look at me.
So we're ready.
Good morning, County Commissioners, Judge Diana Hualpa with the Wellness Program. First, we would like to recognize the 22 winners of the 2019 Employee Wellness Challenge. The employees achieved a loss of minimum 2% of body fat reduction. At this point, I would like to invite Mr. Joe Garcia and Ms. Maria Perez to share a few words, as well as the winners.
Well, hi, my name is Joe Garcia. Thank you very much. It's I'd like to say it's an honor to be here. It is an honor to be here, but this is something that's important for not only all our lives. I want to thank Commissioner Cantu for his backing of the program and allowing the county employees to take advantage of the possibility to get into shape. One of the things that's important that I always kept focused on was that this wasn't a weight loss competition. It was a wellness challenge to fix the inside of the body, not the outside of the body. So my doctor in July said, you need to really lose weight. And I came back from San Antonio, saw that this wellness challenge was on, and I said, okay, so I really got to get to it. So, thank you again for the opportunity. I think everyone should take advantage of this and get well, get fit inside, not outside. So thank you very much.
Can you give us some of the differences that have been made for you, if you don't mind?
As far as like weight,
your
and
weight
stuff?
and
well, when
what the doctors told you.
When I was in San Antonio, I go to San Antonio twice a year. I have multiple sclerosis, and so I see my specialist twice a year. When I was there in July, I was 305 pounds. And when I weighed in with the county, I was 299. So I started taking her a little serious. As I left the doctor's office that day, my wife and I said, well, I guess we really do need to take this serious. And so I stopped by McDonald's and got my last caramel frappuccino and I said, okay, now I'm going to get serious. So I've lost approximately 50 pounds on a low-carb diet. My body fat index went from like 46, I don't remember, 46 to 30-something. So I'm still in the obese category, but I'm working towards getting to the green category, under 28. So I think that's really the main thing is I'm off medication for my high blood pressure except one. They're weaning me off. Don't need to. I sleep a lot better now, and so health-wise, it's helping me to live a better life. And I have more energy. I'm working out more. I'm running more, and so thank you very much.
Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Now I'm going to invite Ms. Maria Perez to share a couple of words.
Hi, good morning, Commissioners. Maria Perez from Hidalgo County Drainage. First of all, I would like to thank the court for supporting this wellness program. Special thanks to Commissioner Cantu for your motivation, your leadership, and your challenges. And obviously to the employee benefits and the wellness coordinator for all the hard work they put in. I think on a personal level, the wellness program gave me a lot of tools and a lot of motivation that wasn't there before, because it's really hard to do things on your own when society has put every single obstacle to get healthy, as far as convenience of, bad foods, and we're too busy to go work out, and whether it was trying to run a 5K or finish Commissioner's brutal challenges, they're good. I think I was able to motivate others, and I think that has brought me to say that it has built a sense of community in this wellness challenge, that even right now at the district, we're still motivating each other, and we're telling our family, come on, let's do this, we can go, trying to make it to the Precinct 2 complex and get some workouts in. And I think for that, I want to thank you, because it's not only countywide, but it's spreading. It's a wave that's getting bigger, and it's going to take some time before we get a full force, but I think it's going well, especially at the district with Mr. Cecine and Jaime leading the way over here for wellness. So thank you all for the opportunity.
Hold on. Can you tell us when you first started how far you were running and what we did at the end of the year?
When I first started, I think my tongue was out about a quarter of a mile running. So it was my challenge to run a 5K. And I think with the exception of having to tie my shoelaces, I ran the whole mile. So I was able to run or walk, or say a mile in about 15 minutes. I ended up at 34. Awesome. When I finished my 5K, and it's still going. Now my next challenge is to do the half marathon at San Antonio by the end of the year. And obviously my eating habits need to change, and thank you, Commissioner, for always showing us how to make healthier habits. And I think for now is just getting people to come along with me and try to, keep on going. And yes, we're going to fall and we're going to stumble and it's going to be hard, but it's so worth it. So Thank you.
employees with the 2019 Employee Wellness Challenge so we can take a picture for them.
You'll let us know what they're getting recognized for.
On that pattern copy,
Thank you.
please. Thank you. Let me move this out of the way. This is a workout. I know, right?
It's okay. A little more? Okay.
Okay, everybody on the count of three, please. Smile. 1, 2, and 3. Smile, please. Thank you.
Remember the word.
Charlie,
Sorry, let me move this back. Congratulations, guys.
she's got a couple more.
Congratulations. Is this good?
Diana,
We have another.
let us know why they were up here.
The first employees were the winners of the 2019 Employee Wellness Challenge, and now I'm going to invite the employees who have been regularly going to the sports complex for the past months. Thank you. Now we would like to recognize the employees who have been regularly attending the employee fitness classes at the Precinct 2 Indoor Sports Complex. We truly value your dedication and efforts toward a healthier lifestyle. If my second group can come to the front.
Who was the first group, Diana?
The Wellness Challenge.
What did they do?
They lost a minimum of 2% or 5% during the 16 weeks of the challenge from August to December.
The challenge that we had, instead of losing weight, we wanted to see that they lost body fat. And so all of these people that were here lost at least 2% body fat.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a huge accomplishment.
Yes. Actually, we had a total of 250 participants, and we had 22 winners.
That's awesome.
That's really good. Now we're going to invite them to take a picture with the court so we can.
Who are these
are
people?
the employees who have been attending to the employee fitness classes
How much? How
at
often?
the sports complex.
How often?
From November, from August to December, and at least from 2 or 5 times a week. So.
Awesome.
Okay, now I'm going to invite Mr. Carlos Bracamontes, the program manager, as he wants to congratulate you.
Están muy chulos todos.
Commissioners, mayors.
You too, Mando.
Carlos Bracamontes, Fitness for the whole county, I believe. And so I just want to say that you can put the biggest, most awesomest program. You can put the Gold's Gyms. You can put the biggest thing out there, man. But if you can't get the people to come out there, all that is not worth anything. And I'm just going to say right now that all the credit here is for all these people that are here. The people that are standing right there that go every day. I mean, you know, they go 3 times a day. 3 times a week or whatever. This is all the credit. All the credit belongs to these people because you can have an awesome program, and without that program, all that, those fancy equipment, all that stuff, you can just get cobwebs on the machines and they'll never be used. But these are the people that make it happen. So all the credit goes to all these people. On behalf of all the coaches and commissioner.
This is my workout. Is this good? Just to...
Happy New Year. What's our other New Year? Going to find? Yeah, awesome. No. Good to see you here.
Let me know when the podium's okay, or Elizabeth, whoever's there.
I know you.
How are you?
Okay.
Is this good? Yeah.
Thank you so much for all your support. And now we just would like to invite all county employees to participate in our upcoming events. We do have 3 events this month. The first one is an event in partnership with AgriLife Extension named Dinner Tonight, where we're going to have cooking demonstrations from some members of the court and also from a specialist from DHR, Diabetes and Endocrinology Institute. We also have our first 2020 Health Talk that is going to be held here at the Commissioner's Courtroom, when we're going to be talking about cardiovascular and heart diseases. And lastly, we're going to have our Community Wellness Expo, which we have on a monthly basis at the sports complex. So we invite all county employees to attend and to keep motivating us to have a healthy county. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Okay, we're back to regular agenda item, the approval of the consent agenda.
Judge, Commissioners, I'd like to take out of consent agenda item 6D.
6B?
6D.
Oh, D.
D, yes.
Move for approval without item 6D.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And item 6D, there appears to be a duplication. There is already an agenda item 6E, and so Commissioner, it's my understanding that there was a duplicate, so there will be no action on consent agenda item 6D.
Okay. Then item 6A.
Good morning, Commissioners. Judge Rosalinda Cantu presenting for the District Attorney's Office. Item 6A, the DA's Office Assisted Outpatient Treatment Program, Fund 1281. Number 1, we're asking for approval to apply for the FY 2020 Assisted Outpatient Treatment Program for individuals with serious mental illness. Number 2, we're asking for approval authorizing the county judge to be the authorized representative and/or official. And number 3, requesting the approval for county judge to sign required documents.
The auditors are recommending that there's a registration for the NIH before we approve. What?
Yes, we've been notified that county auditors has a concern on that. We are looking into meeting those qualifications before we apply.
Okay. I have a motion.
So moved.
Approval on 6A.
Second.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
May I skip to item 8A, or item 8?
Sure.
HIDA. Item 8A, HIDA, Chapter 59, Fund 1251. We're asking for clarification, we are asking for clarification on item 68424, which was approved in January 15, 2019. to include approval to pay straight time instead of banking extra hours from January 1st, 2019 through December 31st, 2019 for deputies assigned to the Hidalgo County Criminal District Attorney's Office, HIDA Task Force from the following departments: Constable Precinct 3, Constable Precinct 4, and the Sheriff's Office.
Move for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 8B. Number 1 is the approval of the 2020 appropriation of funds for the HIDA Chapter 59 Asset Forfeiture Fund. We are also asking for number 2, authorization and approval to pay overtime for hours worked, 8 hours per pay period, and to pay straight time instead of banking extra hours from January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2020 to deputies assigned to the Hidalgo County Criminal District Attorney's Office, HIDA Task Force from the following departments: Constable Precinct 3, Constable Precinct 4, and the Sheriff's Office.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 8C, District Attorney Federal Sharing U.S. Treasury Fund, 1252. District Attorney Federal Sharing U.S. Department of Justice Fund, 1256. We're asking for approval of number 1, 2, and 3, approval of the appropriation of funds for the Federal Sharing U.S. Treasury Fund budget, approval of the 2020 appropriation of funds for the District Attorney Federal Sharing U.S. Department of Justice budget, and the authorization and approval for the Hidalgo County Criminal District Attorney's Office, HIDA Task Force agents to be paid instead of banking extra duty hours from January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2020.
Approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. I voted aye myself. I didn't know that Commissioner voted. I think you're done, right?
Yes, I'm done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
7A.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Happy New Year. Come before you, Ricardo Saldaya, Emergency Management Coordinator for Hidalgo County. Discussion and consideration and approval of appointment of the following individuals as volunteers under the Hidalgo County Office of Emergency Management for the period of January 14, 2020 to December 31st, 2020. David Alberto Champion, Miguel Guerra, and Jesus Diaz.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Chief. Item 10A.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners. Chief Herrera of the Sheriff's Office, Hidalgo County. 10A, requesting approval to submit an attached credit application document required by Dean Dairy Holdings, DBA Oak Farms Dairy, including authority for the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office to execute documents.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 10B, 1 and 2, Violence Against Women Justice and Training Program 1284, number 1, authorization and approval to apply for the fiscal year 2021 Violence Against Women Justice and Training Program, VAWA, program with the Office of the Governor, Public Safety Office, Criminal Justice Division, and 2, authorization for the county judge to e-sign the required documentation under e-grants as authorized official.
Approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Item 11A, Constable Precinct 2.
Judge, Commissioners, good morning. Armando Campos for Constable Martin Cantu. Item 11A, discussing consideration and approval to appoint David Salinas as Deputy Constable by Constable Martin Cantu, Constable Precinct 2, in accordance with Texas Local Governments Code Section 86.011.
Is it David Salinas Alanis or?
David S. Alanis.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, for the record, the following item, 11B, there is a open public participation form filled out by Ms. Fern McClarity with respect to item 11B.
I get to ask the question. I put on all of them because you have about 4 or 5 different departments that are requesting pens and pencils and flags and whatever. And our question on all of them today is, why is this not going through the purchasing department? Could we not get a better deal And it should be, I had someone tell me this morning, is it an election year? Shouldn't be used to push themselves. I'm not saying that Precinct 2 or the DA or whoever, but would it not do better to do it as the purchasing department, getting a better deal, and it being Hidalgo County that you're handing these things out? So that was the question I had received.
Ma'am, if I may, Judge, Commissioners, if I may, there is a reason that it has to go on the agenda. In answer to question number 2, it does go to the purchasing department, but this is a procedural step. So it has to come before Commissioners Court so that there is a determination made by the court, 1. Number 2, thereafter, it does go to the purchasing department for the procurement process.
But each one of the departments, whatever the stuff that you're buying, the pens, the pencils, whatever, has Precinct 2, has the DA's, and they were asking why it would not say, because they took it that it was more of a political thing, and I said, why? And I said, well, I will ask why it doesn't just say Hidalgo County.
No. Well, in answer to that question, if I may, and I cannot speak for all elected officials, but as a general answer, this is in furtherance of the program activities for each elected office and or office that facilitates court action or court activities. And so this has nothing to do with furtherance of an individual's role as a candidate. This is in furtherance of the office.
That way, and so they wanted me to ask the commissioners why it
For
wouldn't.
additional clarification, this is in Precinct 2. I mean, I think you can read that it says Constable Precinct 2, number 1. Number 2, he doesn't have an opponent, so it's not an election
Okay, but there's the
issue.
DA.
Number 3, hold on, let me finish. The other thing is, these items that we approve in different departments, I think they have a maximum of like $250. It's just something that they're doing so that they can promote an event, but with limited money.
Well, they were just showing, because like I say, there's 4 or 5 departments today. Right. And they had stated, the people that had asked about this, was that this is an election year. And they just kind of took it, why is taxpayers' money being put into these departments? So I thought I would ask.
And we thank you for that. Okay?
Item 11B, request authorization and approval to purchase promotional items under public purpose pursuant to Texas Constitution, Article 3, Section 5.2, but not limited to tablecloths, banners, pencils, and etc. items. These items will be used to inform related progress, educate, and report important information to our constituents. This aspect, numerous projects, programs, and events.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Item
Chief.
12A, Constable Precinct 4.
Judge, Commissioners, for the record, there is a public participation form under item 12A. Will your comments, statements address all the, okay, so Constable, if I may, and as each item comes up, I'll state that for the record as well. Thank you.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. A couple of things here, Judge. Give me a sec here. Requesting declaration, requesting declaration of public purchase to Texas, section, Article 3, Section 52, for the purchase of promotional items to include but not limited to pens, pencils, notepads, with cinched drawstrings, bags, cups, mugs, badge, stickers, letter openers, lanyards, stress balls, silicone foam wallets, keyring, flashlights, fiber cloth. These items will be used to inform the relayed progress, educate, and report information to our constituents in aspects dealing with public safety, education events. All promotional items and supplies acquired will be through the county requisition and purchase order procedures with the proper available funding for said expenditures.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And B, a presentation and discussion of the 2019 Racial Profiling Report and presented by Hidalgo County Constable Precinct 4 Department in accordance with Article 2.133 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I've got, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Constable. Item 13A,
Thank you, Judge Commissioners. There's no action under item 13A1 and under item 13A2, emergency situations occurrences last agenda meeting. Judge Commissioners, and for the general public, as the high winds that we had a few days ago did affect power outage. There was a power outage, and it was a grid outage here in Edinburgh. It did affect several departments and offices, but everything was addressed through the proper channels and through the electric company. Item 13B, 1 and 2, I'm going to ask the court to pass on that until later in the agenda. And for the record, there is a public participation form under item 13B from Ms. Fern McClarity. Ms. Fern? 13B? Yes, but I'm
a different item.
I'm noting, yes, your public participation.
Well, we had a question. I looked it up, and you're going to spend $3,199,000 for Plains Capitol building across the street. I read the contract, pulled up the whole thing. What is the lease? Who is leasing it? What is the lease? There was some confusion there. Are we buying it? Or are we leasing it to whoever? And again, I wanted that. I heard through the grapevines that the Owls wanted this building. The Owls wanted you to fix that 4-bay building over there at the elections instead of spending $3 million on this. This is unbelievable. So that was my question. Who's leasing it, or what is the lease about? Because it's confusing.
The first thing I want to clarify is that it's not only the building across the street, but there's additional
There's
buildings
one on
elsewhere.
McCall Road that goes with it. Yes, we do understand that we had a phone call. Why are we still building a building over there on the expressway where the health department is if y'all keep buying all these buildings? I said, I don't know. But we'd like to know about the lease. So when y'all get to that, will you explain it? Since I'm having
So
to ask now.
we're not leasing anything, and we're also not buying anything for the Owls. We got pricing on building new buildings, and it was coming out at close to $300 a foot. In buying buildings that already exist, we're able to save about 200% buying an existing building versus building, and so that's why we looked at purchasing some of these properties.
Okay, but we already own the 4-bay building over there at Robert Chevrolet that I believe the purchasing and Constable Precinct 4 are using for storing whatever. So our question was, because we already have the elections there, we vote there, why that building couldn't have been turned in to help with the elections? Because we are wanting a building for that department, but we wanted to use something that we already owned. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 13C is approval of the 2020 library interlocal agreements between Hidalgo County and the following cities. And the following cities are member participants. It will be the city of Alamo, Donna, Edinburgh, Elsa, Hidalgo, La Jolla, McAllen, Mercedes, Mission, Benitez, Far, San Juan, and Weslaco.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And item 13D, E, and F are related and request an action. Item 13D is the approval of the 2020 museum funding agreement between County of Hidalgo and Museum of South Texas History in the amount of $460,000. This is an annual contract.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
13E is approval of the 2020 museum funding agreement between the County of Hidalgo and the Donna Hooks Fletcher Museum in the amount of $10,000.
So
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
13F is approval of the 2020 museum funding agreement between the County of Hidalgo and the Mission Historical Museum in the amount of $10,000.
Move for approval.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And Judge Commissioners, as a disclosure, there is one other small museum that we're working with, but we're still working out details.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Item 13G, pursuant to Article 81.005A, terms of the court meeting of the Texas Local Government Code, consideration and entering of an order into the minutes, the designation of the day of the week, of the month of Hidalgo County Commissioners Court regular term meeting. And this is Texas Local Government Code, which is the order of the Court Hidalgo County Commissioners Court. So the week of the month is the fourth week of the month. The day of the week is Tuesday, and the time of the day for the regularly scheduled, for the regular meeting, which is the fourth week of the month, Tuesday would be at 2 p.m. And this is for calendar year 2020.
Everybody's good, I'm good. Everybody good with it? Yes, sir.
That's what we have
So-
now.
so
Yes.
moved.
Yeah.
Oh.
It has 5 Tuesdays.
Right, okay, that's why.
It'll be the last Tuesday.
Okay, so you want the last Tuesday.
The last Tuesday of the month.
Okay, so then it will, so we can't say fifth Tuesday because there's not 5 Tuesdays. Okay, so then let me rephrase, or let me ask the court then to make the week of the month would be the last Tuesday of the month. The last Tuesday of the month. The day of the week would still be the same on a Tuesday, and the time of the day.
Okay, so we have a modification or a new motion?
I'll modify my motion.
Judge, commissioners, you know what, with what Mr. Cruz just brought up, I'm going to ask, because I need to look at the calendar for specific reason. I'm going to ask to pass on that. I'll come back to that. I want to
All
make
right.
sure that we get this right. Item 14.
14A, Human Resources.
Flaco.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Raul Trujillo, Human Resources.
You need to gain some weight because I can't see you from.
No, sir, I'm working out. I work out every day.
He's wearing his high school clothes.
Oh, so then it gets expensive, huh? You have to buy
Right.
more clothes.
Judge, item 14A, Human Resources. First, 14A, requesting a waiver of the budget amendment policy for personnel-related amendments that are listed.
Approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Judge, Commissioners, there were 4 observations from the auditor's office. One was on a form that was not attached. It has been attached, and there were 3 fiscal notes where the funding is not in place and the funding is in process, and these are all going to be subject to the completion of the funding process. Item B, Precinct 1 Parks, approval of the following personnel action effective next full pay period. As 1/20/2020 as follows. The precinct is asking approval to reclassify slot number 0030. It's crew leader 2, current grade 9, step 4, supervisor 2, grade 11, step 3.
Move for approval. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item C, for the Office of the Criminal District Attorney, approval to award discretionary step 3 to employee hired under slot number 080-002-0036, Assistant District Attorney 2, after approval of HR criteria certification in accordance with Section 8.03 of the Classification and Compensation Plan, effective upon Commissioner's Court approval. This is a new employee discretionary step request.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item D, for the 370th District Court, Judge Noe Gonzalez is asking approval to award discretionary step 2 to employee number 105724, Assistant Court Coordinator, after approval of HR criteria certification in accordance with Section 8.03 of the Classification and Compensation Plan, effective next full pay period. This is also a new employee in accordance with the plan.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item E, for the Planning Department, approval of the following personnel action effective next full pay period. This is a vacant position. The department is simply asking to change the title. They need not an engineering tech, but an administrative assistant, same grade, no change in cost. It's slot number 0025, from engineering tech 1, grade 8, to administrative assistant 3, grade 8.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item F, for the Justice of the Peace, Precinct 4, Place 2, approval to create 1 temporary full-time position for 26 weeks, beginning 1/20/2020 and ending 6/30. This position should have been on our meeting of the 30th of December. During the paperwork shuffle, it got stuck between some paper clips, and we. But the person has been working, and the precinct, the JP needs the position, so we recommend approval, effective 1/1.
Move for approval.
Second.
This is the one that the employee got sick and needs to be-
Well, yeah, the position is a temporary one. It wasn't in the budget, but we should have included it at the last meeting, and it was in the shuffle.
It would be 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1, effective 1-1, yes, sir.
We have motion to approve. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And then item 2 related to that is approval for employee number 235997 to continue employment in the clerk 2 slot effective 1/1/2020.
Move approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item G for the sheriff/jail. These are following personnel actions effective full pay period. The sheriff is asking approval to delete 3 positions. Slot number 004, deputy sheriff. Slot 445, licensed vocational nurse 3. Slot 0446, registered nurse 2. To delete those 3 and to create 2. Slot 480, licensed vocational nurse 4 and registered nurse 4.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have, Judge.
Thank you
Commissioners,
very much. Urban County.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. P.R. Avila with the Hidalgo County Urban County Program. For item 15A, 1, approval of a resolution for designation of authorized signatories regarding the Texas General Land Office Disaster Recovery Housing Project Contract, GLO contract number 18-419-000-B128. Number 2, authorize the Hidalgo County Judge and others to sign any and all documents regarding GLO funds.
So moved. 1 and 2.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 15B, 1, Urban County Program is requesting County Commissioners Court approval of the following civil rights requirements for the Texas Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery 2015 floods and storms grant administered under the Texas General Land Office Community Development and Revitalization Program, CDBG Disaster Recovery Contract number 1A-419-000-B128. For A, Section 3 Local Opportunity Plan. B, Executive Force Policy. C, Section 504 Policy Against Discrimination Based on Handicap and Grievance Procedures. D, the Fair Housing Policy. And E, Code of Conduct.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
2, consideration and approval of a resolution regarding civil rights for the Texas CDBG DR 2015 floods and storms grant under the GLO CDR program, contract number 18-419-000-B128.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And 3, consideration and approval to authorize the county judge to sign any and all contractual documents associated with the aforementioned policies, procedures, resolution as required by the Texas General Land Office.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 15C, the Urban County Program is requesting Commissioners Court consideration and approval to appoint the Urban County Executive Director as the Civil Rights, Fair Housing, Equal Employment Opportunity, and Section 504 Standards Officer to ensure compliance for the following: the non-discrimination requirements contained in the Department of Housing and Urban Development and the Texas General Land Office regulation implementing civil rights, fair housing, equal employment opportunity, and Section 504 Standards Officer for the GLO CDBG DR contract number 18-419-000-B128.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Number 2, Urban County, the UCP is requesting Commissioners Court consideration and approval to appoint the UCP Executive Director as a Section 3 Coordinator to ensure compliance for the following: the General Land Office regulations implementing Section 3 requirements for the GLO CDB GDR contract.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 15D, 1, subject to compliance with House Bill 1295, when and if applicable, the Urban County Program on behalf of the City of Edcouch is requesting approval of a best and final negotiated contract for professional engineering services with CSJ Group in the total amount of $53,766, utilizing CDBG fiscal year 30, 31, and 32 street improvement funds.
Move for approval?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And item D2, requesting approval of work authorization number 1, City of Edcouch Street Improvements Project in the total amount of $53,766. That also includes testing, surveying, and the rolling pattern in the full amount.
Move for approval?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
15E, approval of land acquisition of parcel 10 for the 2015 flood grant Trenton Drain Phase 2 and 3, contract number GLO 18-217-000-A923.
Move for approval?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And item 15E, approval of land acquisition of parcel number 8 for the 2015 flood grant Trenton Drain Phase 2 and 3, GLO contract number 18-271-000-A923.
Move for approval?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And that also included, Commissioner Torres, 100% of all the land acquisition for the 2015 flood grant projects.
Thank you very much, Mr. Avila.
Thank you.
Items 16, Health and Human Services.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Eddie Olivares, Hidalgo County Health and Human Services. Item 16A, requesting approval to accept the tuberculosis prevention control grant contract number HHS 000-486-400-001, amendment number 1, and to have the county judge sign the amendment. The purpose of the amendment is to add $188,303 for the FY20 and $793,686 for FY21 to extend the contract to August 31st, 2021.
Move for approval?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
We're very proud of this, sir, because we got some additional monies that we worked extremely hard to make that happen. It was very difficult, but we were able to get it done this year. Requesting approval, number 2 is requesting approval of certification of revenue in the amount of $188,303 for FY20 and $793,864 for FY21, and to appropriate for the same and appropriations of $121,112 in the local match fund.
Move for approval?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
The next item is TB Control Program income, requesting approval of the certification of revenue in the amount of $17,000 for TB Control income and the appropriation of the same.
Move for approval?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Next item, sir, is requesting approval to submit renewal grant application and budget for the immunization program for fiscal year 2021. The award amount is $649,320, and the program period will be in effect September 1st, 2020 through August 31st, 2021.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next item, C, requesting approval to accept the Public Health Emergency Preparedness Grant Contract 537-1A-0176-00001, Amendment number 4, and to have the county judge sign the amendment. The purpose of the amendment is to add $12,632 in this grant funds.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 2 is requesting the certification of revenue in the amount of $12,632 and to appropriate the same in the appropriations of $1,263 in local match funds.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Next item, sir, is requesting approval to accept the Zika Healthcare Services Contract, HHS 00059600001, Amendment number 3, to have the county judge sign an amendment. The purpose of the amendment is to add $309,471 in the grant funds to extend the contract to June 30th, 2021.
Move for approval?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 2 is requesting the approval certification of revenue in the amount of $309,471 and to appropriate the same.
Move for approval?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank
Sir,
you very much.
Sir, I have to extend the thanks to our Health and Human Services team, sir. We're talking a lot of money here that they've worked very hard, ongoing, to bring more funding into South Texas, and I have an outstanding team, sir. Thank you.
I totally agree. Awesome. Thank you. Community Service Agency.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners.
It's good to have you back. I heard you all had a joyride over there.
Well, it wasn't. It was partially joy, partially work, Judge. It was. We presented Hidalgo County. We were proud to present Hidalgo County's model on mobile emergency services in Puerto Rico. So we had a good time. Discussion, consideration, and action to approve the Community Services Block Grant Contract Number 612-003225 in the amount of $235,388 with the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs for program year 2020 with authorization for Jaime Longoria to electronically sign any and all pertinent documents. This is a quarterly installment, Judge, so this is the beginning of the CSBG contract for 2020.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item B is discussion, consideration, and action to approve the Comprehensive Energy Assistance Program, CAP contract 5820003156 in the amount of $5,441,211 with the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs for program year 2020 with authorization for Jaime Longoria to electronically sign any and all pertinent documents.
Is this a quarterly
This is I wish it was quarterly. This is the whole CAP contract. There's a difference here between this year and last year. Last year, as the year goes on, the department will send updates or increased funding. So this is the base amount that we received last year, and then it goes up from here.
Move for approval?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Commissioners.
Linda Fong for the Auditor's Office. Item 18A, discussion, consideration, and approval for the County Auditor's Office to conduct an audit of the Chapter 59 Asset Forfeiture Report prepared by the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office, HIDOC Constable Precinct 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, and Hidalgo County Fire Marshal for fiscal year 2019 pursuant to Chapter 59 Asset Forfeiture Report requirements.
So
move for approval?
We have a motion to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Item 19A, Planning Department.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. Item 19A is a pipeline and utility permit. Isaguirre Real Estate Holdings is proposing to run a 6-inch PVC sewer line along the west right-of-way line of Trosper Road and an open cut at the northeast intersection of Trosper Road and Mile 6 Road. Open cut will be to connect the 6-inch PVC sewer line to an existing sewer manhole, and this has been reviewed and approved by Hidalgo County Precinct Number 3, and we are recommending approval.
For approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners, Sergio Cruz, Department of Budget and Management. Item 20B is presentation and discussion on the Aetna Vera Clinic proposal. I have Mr. Chris Tallarico from Vera Whole Health and Chuck Stark from South Texas Health System here to give a brief presentation on this. Mr. Louis Herwagen and Wayne Parker from Aetna were unable to make it due to flight cancellations due to some fog up north. And also, we do have Lou Arias from Gallagher here as well. But Chuck, if you mind to...
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Chuck Stark.
I live here in Edinburgh, and I'm the Regional Vice President responsible for South Texas Health System, which includes McAllen Medical Center, McAllen Heart Hospital, as well as Edinburgh Regional Medical Center, Edinburgh Children's Hospital, our Cornerstone Regional Hospital, and also our Behavioral Health Hospital. So I've been in the Valley now for about 18 months, and I saw an opportunity for us to begin working more proactively with employer community and with the governmental entities in the county and throughout the Valley on helping to bend the cost curve. And so what we wanted to do was to bring a solution to help employers take care of their employees but spend less money in doing it. So we identified an opportunity to partner with Aetna. We reached out to Aetna and were working with them to identify a solution when we brought to the table a company called Vera Whole Health. We had canvassed the entire country looking for a entity that had experience, a proven track record of working with counties and other governmental employers as well as independent employers in bending cost curve. And we introduced Vera Whole Health to Aetna, and that ultimately ended in Vera being part of the proposal from Aetna for the employee health benefit here in the county. The reason we picked Vera as our partner and asked them to come to work with Aetna was not only because of the proven track record, but also because of their focus on the employee. And Chris will talk more about how they take time with each employee, their model of care. But the benefit of this is employees can still keep their same physician. They can keep their same specialist. They can keep their same pharmacy. What they're talking about is working with a care team that's really about helping the employer and the employee match up the needs, and very complementary to what we've heard today about the wellness and fitness successes that the county has had. So with that brief introduction, I'll turn it over to Chris.
Thank you, Chuck. Judge, Commissioners, thank you so much for allowing us to be here today. I've got a brief presentation here for you with regards to advanced primary care. And clearly, through what we've seen earlier today, health and wellness is very important to you all. And we have a major problem with regards to where we are in the healthcare systems, no doubt about it. You know, the average time that a patient spends with a patient right now is about, or a doctor spends with a patient is about less than 7 minutes. 40% of our population is medically homeless. And when they do go to a facility, oftentimes it's an ER that is not necessarily the best solution for them. So what we've done is we've developed a advanced primary care partnership with the hospital system and Aetna to bring basically access to your community. We've got 3 sites positioned right now. One in Mission, one in Edinburgh, and in Weslaco. The Edinburgh one is under construction at this point in time, so it'll allow you to have more access and a different type of access than what you're normally used to. The access that we're talking about right now, you know, in the community, you have to wait some time to get in. This is going to be specifically for this subscribed populations, yours being this subscribed population. So when somebody calls in, you'll be able to get into the doctor's office within a day. This allows additional access. We work through a care team approach. So this care team has, needless to say, physicians, nurse practitioners, health coaches embedded into the solution, ambassadors, and other staff to support our overall solution with regards to behavioral health. We also use informatics to actually stratify out, say, the diabetic patients as an example, to really focus in on the disease states of the specific populations. Population health model will work with the specialists in the community based on 2 things. Are they in your network, cost, and the efficiencies of the specialists? How good is the specialist doing with regards to actually achieving their goals? And then we'll carry through with the care coordination and close the gaps of following up and through with those solutions. So I'll give you an example, when there's a specialist visit given out right now, oftentimes no one follows up to see if the patient ever got to the specialist. What we'll do is handhold them basically to the specialist, follow up with the specialist to see did they get there, what's the result, and then close the gaps coming back. So there's no gaps. One of the key differentiators in our model is it's a biopsychosocial model to where we're touching the person in all aspects of their life. We were here during your awards of your wellness programs, and this goes hand in glove with what you all are doing already. But to a stronger and deeper degree, to really get involved at the biopsycho and social, not just the emergencies or the people that come in when they need to, taking care of that medical homeless, reaching out to people before and during the process so they actually engage in the care center. How do we get them to engage in care center? We work with all of your people throughout the county and develop a council of champions inside the county to understand what the care center does. We get feedback from them so we can customize it more for your population. We know and we believe that 85 to 95% of all care can happen under that care center roof. So you're not going to see as many specialist referrals because, quite frankly, they're not necessary at this point in time. If we're spending the time with the patient, this is one of the, quote, secret sauces is in that we spend a full 30 to 60 minutes with each patient when they come in the door. So when you come in for a stomach ache, it's not about necessarily the stomach ache, it is, but why do you have the stomach ache? Is it something you ate or is it something biopsychosocial? And we want to address that. If we do determine it needs additional care, we'll walk the person right down the hall, introduce them to the health coach, and get them involved in really understanding their disease state. That's basically what we do. If there's any questions, I'd love to answer them for you. I'm sorry? The access, yes. We eliminate the barriers to come to the care center. There's zero copay to come into the care center. So no longer will somebody say, I can't go because I don't have the money. They're able to get in with an access perspective. The barrier of having money to come into the care center isn't there because it's zero. They will be able to get their primary care. They'll be able to get their health coach. They'll be able to get their labs taken there. They'll be able to have any behavioral health discussed and transferred over if needed. Anything else, Chuck?
I had a couple of questions.
Yes, please.
So if you're just looking at our healthcare expenses, what are some of the line items that we would be looking at where we're hoping to see a difference, actually, a reduction in expenses?
Yeah, you will see a line item change in your ER visits, in your inpatient. Your pharmaceuticals actually might go up a little because you're going to have better compliance and adherence. Your medically homeless will go down because we'll do outreaches to your population, help educate people on what their disease states are by stratifying out through the data, working hand in glove with Aetna. Does that help you?
Well, it said one of them, which is the ER visits, but do you see any other? You had mentioned also specialists that number should be reduced. In the expense to us, specialists should go down.
Yes.
What other items? I'd like to be able to see the items that we're looking at and then track them quarterly or semi-annually to see if we see the benefit from that.
Absolutely, and you'll have a full reporting process. We'll have a account manager here, along with Aetna. We'll work hand in glove with them to report back to you on a quarterly basis. Through the feasibility that we did based on your data that we've partnered with Aetna on, specialty care will go down about 9%. Outpatient ER will go down about 11%. Emergency visits will go down 9%. Inpatient hospitalizations will go down about 31%, awesome. Which is a huge one. And prescription drugs go down about 5%.
My other question is, how do you all organize, I guess, the employees to make them aware of this program? And you mentioned ambassadors. Are the ambassadors going to be people that work here at the county?
Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll help develop what we call a whole health council. And ideally, we would have a champion in each department of your county. And we would bring them in, and we would help educate them. We would also listen to them to see the feedback that they're getting, so we can customize and make adjustments on what best fits for your population.
And the person that works for Aetna that's going to do that, has that person been identified?
It'll be a Vera Whole Health person, but we'll partner with Aetna, with the local people right now.
When would we start seeing that individual making visits to the county?
As soon as you give approval, we'll be hiring that person.
Okay.
Yes, sir. The care center is due, the first care center is due to be opened mid this year.
Which one is that, Westlake or Mission?
Edinburgh.
Isn't Edinburgh the one that's going to be constructed?
Yes.
Yep.
It's still going to be open that quick?
Yep. We've got all the designs, architectural drawings done, everything. We're just basically waiting for 100% approval.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
Take me through who pays for the service.
It's a PMPM per patient per month, and you pay for it.
Okay.
The county pays for it. So when I say the county pays for it, the cost is a PMPM. We normally charge a cost for every member. What we did in this case is we went down to 1,000 members minimum, so we can basically prove the concept to you, because it's not been here yet.
Okay. So I believe it's going to work, but after a year, if we don't see those line items improving or in our costs going down, could we cancel the program, or how does that work? Is it?
I'm sorry, say it again. Do you want to answer? So it's part of the Aetna contract, but
It's a 3-year.
it's a 3-year contract.
Well, that contract can be
Correct.
canceled. Yeah.
That contract can be canceled.
In the year.
Mm-hmm.
How true, and again, this is just hearsay on my part,
Yes, sir.
that there's a tendency to have overutilization if the employees don't have any skin in the game. First of all, is that a true statement?
So we don't think so. And here's the reason why.
All right. Okay, you don't think so in general, or you don't think so in this case?
In this case, I don't
Okay.
think it will
So
be,
you're
because
talking
we have
about-
40%.
You're talking about this case?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
40% medically homeless. We actually want people to come in, and if there is overutilization, quote, overutilization, we're actually want people to come in because there's a set fee for it. It's $45 PMPM. So if they come in, we have to take care of that person and educating that person on the right type of behavior from a biopsychosocial perspective to best fit their need. Now, we would want them to engage with inside our care center with a primary care physician and a health coach, because we know when we have full engagement, we know that actually disease states go down.
Okay. So.
Yes, sir.
And I'm trying to understand, because I'm not sure that I understood yet. Is this a fixed cost based on a per employee, or is this a variable cost based on utilization?
It's per, yes,
Okay,
sir.
so it's a fixed cost. So utilization basically, as far as we're concerned,
You
doesn't
want it
mean
to come
anything
in.
because it's a fixed cost.
You
Okay.
want them to come in that door.
Okay, I got
Yeah.
it.
And our model is based on, we need your support to drive utilization in. The more people we get in, the more we can affect and change behavior, and the better results we'll have.
And what science went into Mission, Edinburgh, and Wesco as the locations to provide the service?
So the Edinburgh location is on the campus of Edinburgh Regional Medical Center, and it's very close to the county offices. And the Wesco and Mission, looking at where employees are living that are coming and working in Hidalgo County. So we were trying to get some geographic coverage, so whether
So
they
there
were
was
close
science
to work,
associated with
whether they were close to
picking the
work or close
location,
to home.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
We did geomapping of the population that we got, so we can see where your populations are.
And I've always argued for those 3 places, because lots of facilities are in precinct 2. I mean, you wouldn't know it geographically, but I would say 90% of the facilities are in precinct 2. So finally we're going to get to the outside, to Wesco and to the Mission La Jolla area. So that's a big plus.
So in terms of the fixed cost per employee as opposed to what we've experienced in the past for similar services, what do you think the savings is going to be?
Right now, projected savings are going to be $1 million for the first year, a little bit over $1 million, $2 million plus for the second year, and $3 million plus on the third year. A total on the 3-year contract would be roughly about $7.2 million projected savings based on the utilization of the 1,000 members.
If you'd get up and give them a hug, would you please?
Well, that doesn't include all
Let's wait in
the,
3 years. We'll give the hug in 3 years.
Yes.
What took you so long?
Yeah, based on the growth that we have, which is going to be 1,000 lives the first 6 months, 1,500, basically there's a growth pattern, 1,500 the second 6 months, and then after a year we would have 2,000 members there, which would basically be an employee and a dependent. So.
Okay, and you mentioned that our pharmacy may go up, and
right now I think the projections that we had here was going to be a reduction of 5%, a small reduction. But again, the reason for that is going to be actually having the employees follow up and actually taking their meds, which is one of the issues that we have right now. People don't take their meds. They could be diabetic, they could be high blood pressure, and then we end up having higher cost services done in the future. And that's one of the things that we.
So obviously this is good news, okay?
Yes.
And why was it available this year as opposed to not other years?
It was just part of this new proposal that Aetna submitted, part of that new proposal, and now basically we're just trying to get the construction done on the facility and get this pushed to all the employees.
Judge,
I think as well, I'm sorry.
I was just going to make a point. So I've been here 5 years, Judge, and 19 and 20, I mean, you see so many more things that we're going to provide our employees that maybe we've had before, but we've never educated them. And there's just so much more benefits that we're going to have here moving forward. It's tremendous.
Well, I want to learn from the good things we did so we can do it more often, and learn from the bad things we did and quit doing those. So that's why I asked you.
Judge, I think your point is well taken. The question is absolutely appropriate. Why not a year or 2 years ago? And quite frankly, that's when I have been in the market and looked and saw that we don't have that kind. We maybe have worksite or near worksite clinics for other employers, but they're not focused on bending the cost curve. It's the same model. The more you see, the more you charge, the more you treat. And this model is very different. It's about getting people connected with a health coach and with a physician or nurse practitioner and helping them get on the pathway to get healthy. And it goes back to what do you eat? How do you exercise? Where do you park your car when you go to HEB? And so those kind of lifestyle changes plus good management of the cost.
Would it surprise you to know that 45% of the state's budget goes to health care? And is projected to be 75% of their budget. So Houston will have a problem. And I'm glad that we here in Hidalgo County are paying attention to it.
Well, it's just like in wellness, every dollar we spend, we're hoping to get $10, $20 in return. You got to spend a little bit of money to make some money.
Does y'all have any other questions?
Thank you.
I just want to make sure our employees are aware and
Yes.
are constantly having that communication of what's available to them. Very important.
That's the hardest part.
Well, you've done a good job with the wellness, so we need to treat it that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to working with these people to see how we can get out there and promote these programs.
Thank you, Judge Commissioners.
No, thank you.
Item 20C is approval of changes to the 2020 salary schedule.
Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Gentlemen.
So this will come back as an agenda item?
We can
in the
place it
future?
back for formal approval. Item 20C is approval of changes to the 2020 salary schedule as listed on Exhibit A. And there's several salary schedule changes. A majority of those are for the Sheriff's Office. The Sheriff's Office had been in the step and grade plan since before 2005. So during the budget process, we mistakenly did not include the step 4 and greater on the step increase. So we're including those. And then on the WIC employees, WIC employees got a one-time payment last year because of the grant. So we're basically removing those one-step increases from the WIC employees since it was a one-time payment.
So moved.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 20D is approval of the following personnel actions, and this is for a longevity slot, and the corrected slot number is A170. And the allowance is $300 for
So moved.
longevity.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 20E is approval of the change in funding source effective 1/6/2020, and this is for moving some employees from the road maintenance program into the road admin program.
Just
So moved.
changing the funding source. Move for approval?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And 20E2 is approval of the interdepartmental transfer.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 20F is approval of the change in funding source as well for some CRC employees, as listed on the agenda from Program 77 to Program 186, which is the CRC to the Endowment Center.
Move for approval?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And item 20F2 is approval of the interdepartmental transfer.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 20G1 is approval of 2020 appropriation of funds for the courthouse security in the amount of $800.
So moved.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 20G2 is approval to undesignate funds in 2020 and appropriation of those funds as listed on the agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 20G3 is requesting approval of certification of revenue as certified by the county auditor in the amount of $140,218.87. And this is for the Precinct 4 Drainage Improvement Program.
Move for approval?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 20G4 is approval of 2020 appropriation of funds into the Economic Development Program in the amount of $759,505.
Move for approval?
Second.
And this amount was determined based on the commitments that we have on the different,
Yes, based on the commitments that we have, and then based on some projected expenditures that we have for the Economic Development Program.
we have a motion to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Good
With
morning.
the Purchasing Department, Dina Trevino with the Purchasing Department. Item 20A1, approval to terminate current agreements with AFP Alarm and Detection for the fire alarm monitoring services at the courthouse annex.
Move for approval?
Second.
And this was necessary, why?
I'm sorry?
No longer needed, okay. We have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion carries.
Item 2, requesting approval to authorize Mr. Valdiguera, Executive Officer, to sign documents related to any necessary changes, additions, deletions, corrections for services related to issues with the electric power provider, Gexa Energy.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The motion carries.
Item 21B, 1 with Haida, requesting Commissioners Court approval pursuant to Article 3, Section 52 of the Texas Constitution to purchase promotional items as listed on the agenda caption for fiscal year 2020.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And Judge, Commissioners, for the record, there was a public participation form on 21B1, but as Ms. Furnace acknowledged that she has addressed her concerns.
Okay.
21C1 for the Executive Office, nuisance abatement, requesting authorization and approval to purchase promotional items under public purpose pursuant to the Texas Constitution, Article 3, Section 52.
So moved.
Second.
21,
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And once again, for the record, 21C1 as well under the public participation form by Ms. McClarity.
I need to go. Yes.
21D1 for the County Clerk, requesting authority to enter into a 24-month software as a service agreement for robotic processing automation to include implementation, software, and management with Landshore for an annual total of $21,408 under open market, subject to legal's approval.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
21E1, with the District Attorney's Office requesting Commissioners Court approval pursuant to Article 3, Section 52 of the Texas Constitution to purchase promotional items as listed in the caption for fiscal year 2020.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
For the I'm sorry,
I'm
Mr.
sorry.
Levine, for the record, 21E1 as well with respect to the public participation form.
Item F, under Precinct 1, we're taking no action as per the precinct. Item 2, acceptance and approval to execute the final form of professional engineering services contract C20-064-0114 with JNR Engineering for the Mile 1 East reconstruction project within Precinct 1.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
B, requesting approval of work authorization number 1 with JNR Engineering contract number C20-064-0114 for the Mile 1 East reconstruction project within Precinct 1.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 3, requesting approval of work authorization number 2 in the amount of $88,926 as it relates to professional engineering services for general management, coordination, and construction oversight services for Mile 12, North Road and Early Road for Precinct 1 with Alpha Infrastructure Engineering.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
G1 for Precinct 2, requesting acceptance and approval of the certificate of substantial completion for GMP 1 reflecting the date of August 28, 2019, submitted by Erickson Construction, awarded contractor for the Precinct 1 Las Milpas Park Youth Facility Project, and as certified by the project engineer B2Z under contract number C17-324-0717.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 2, acceptance and approval of supplemental agreement number 1 through contract number C19-160813 with B2Z Engineering for the Precinct 2 Dicker Road project.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item 3, acceptance and approval of work authorization number 2 submitted by the project engineer B2Z Engineering to provide design, construction, management, inspection of the closed-circuit television cameras and call stations for the Precinct 2 Regional Linear Park Project Phase 2 through contract number C18-306-0212.
Approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Item H1 for Precinct 4, pursuant to Texas Constitution, Article 3, Section 52, requesting acceptance and approval of public purpose declaration for fiscal year 2020 as listed in the caption.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
And, Mr. Levine, and for the record, again, there was a public participation form by Ms. Firmicard that's been addressed.
H2.
Item 2, approval to rescind action taken by Commissioners Court on December the 30th for work authorization number 1, MEG Engineers for construction management, material and geotesting for services for Lynn San Manuel Veterans Park.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
I-1 for the IT department, approval of change order number 6 for Noble Texas Builders, project number 2019-027, to extend for additional 14 days in connection with a renovation of the Network Operations Center, including authority for the county judge or commissioner's court member to execute the document.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have anybody sign up for open?
Yes, we do have one participation for open forum, Ms. Fern McClarty. I will remind the audience to please respect the speaker's time at the podium. There is a 3-minute time limit, and I will advise when there is 1 minute. Ms. McClarty?
Good morning, almost good afternoon. I want to extend an invitation to the Commissioners Court and to the public to attend an appreciation event on January the 27th for the state representatives and the state senators who supported the passage of House Bill 2840. This new law requires local government special districts to give the public an opportunity to speak during public meetings. I will add that the city of Farr and McAllen created restrictions that made it difficult for the public to speak, and the county still has theirs at the end of the meeting. The function will be held at the Edinburgh Conference Center at Renaissance from 1 to 3 p.m. We anticipate hearing from the state representatives and the state senators who supported this bill, and I would like to add that the Owls have received a great deal of positive exposure for the passage of this bill. This is not just for Hidalgo County, this is for the entire state of Texas. I would like to remind the Commission of the new state law that reduces the amount of tax rate from 8 to 3.5 cents. And if you go over that amount, it is an automatic rollback election. As you may guess, the Owls were against the sale of $150 million for the courthouse, and we are still against the sale as it exceeds $360 million. Let us not forget that the $360 million does not include the $190 million for the drainage. So in 2020, the people of Hidalgo County are facing a bond debt of $550 million, all because it's cheaper to do it now. And then today we found out it's cheaper to buy older buildings, someone else's buildings. So the legislation requires a public forum at meetings, and the reduction in spending without the public's approval are clearly signs that we, the people, are not happy with the Commission's management style. We intend to draw a direct relationship between the county spending and increasing in the conditions of poverty that exist in Hidalgo County. Today alone, 13B, 13C, 13D, 13E, 13F, 14B, 14F, 20E, 20F, and 20G, and 20G4. All of that amounted up to, and that is that property across the street, the library, the museums, the JP getting a new person, the parks, Precinct 1, Precinct 4 maintenance, all of this, $14,308,130.53. Where do you get this money? Do y'all have something strange that we don't know about? But the people that live in Hidalgo County cannot afford your spending. You've got to stop and look at what you're doing to the people that live here. Maybe y'all can do it. Maybe your friends can stand it. But the average taxpayer out there cannot spend this kind of money. So we're asking y'all to tighten your belts. My God, y'all turned it loose. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Do we need to go to closed session?
Yes, we do need to go to closed session.
Okay, pursuant to Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, Section 551.071 and 551.072, we need to retire to closed session to discuss those items that are listed. May I have a motion to do so?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. We'll be back. Okay, we're back from executive session. Are there any action items?
Yes, sir. Oh, my apologies. Judge Commissioner, I'd like to go back to item 13A. Well, first of all, acknowledging that we're in open session. So with that being said, I have to go back to 13A. I'm sorry, 13B, 13B, 1, and 2. So item 13B1, asking the court approval of a revised purchase and sales agreement for certain real property located in the original town site of Edinburgh and West Meadows in addition to the city of Edinburgh.
Move approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Item 13B2, requesting authority for the county treasurer to issue earnest money check to Edwards Abstract and Title Company in the amount of $1,000 after reviewing auditing procedures are completed by the county auditor.
Move approval.
Second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
And item 13G, again pursuant to Article 81.005, which is the term of the court meeting, I'm asking the court to designate the week of the month being the last week of the last Thursday of the month. I'm sorry, the last Tuesday of the month. The day of the week would be a Tuesday, and the time of the day will be at 2 p.m.
May I have such a motion?
Move for approval.
Okay.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, and if I may now go to item 24A and B. 24A, there will be no action. 24B, there is no action. Item 25, there's no action to be taken or need for 25A. There is no action under 25B pending under potential litigation. 25C, Judge Commissioners, this is to inform the court that we have a settlement. We have a settlement proceeds in the amount of $75.68 made out to the County of Hidalgo Facilities Management, and this is in settlement of the FTC versus A1 Janitorial Supply Corporation refund. So I'm asking the court to acknowledge and take action on the acceptance of $75.68 on behalf of Hidalgo County.
So
Move for approval.
This was a class action lawsuit?
Yes, it was the Federal Trade Commission, yes.
Those in favor say aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. There is no need to go to, or no action to be on item 26, 27. And our next court session is January 28th, and it will be in the afternoon at 2 p.m. 145 Drainage District, 2 p.m. Commissioners Court, with the action taken by Commissioners Court with the designation of time, day, and the month of the week. I will accordingly send out a calendar of our court sessions for the year, with a caveat, as if something were to come up, that may change, but that will give you a basis for planning Commissioners Court meetings for the year.
Okay, I believe that concludes all our agenda items. I have a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.